seat, or actually stand up and come to the front and worship with us. In the coldest of winter, in the darkest of night, in the midst of my shame and regret, your love's my guiding light. My mind starts to wander, and I'm anxious inside. I look from the east to the west, just right there by my side. You opened up my eyes to see how wonderful that you made me. The second I look at your face is the moment that you say that I am unconditionally loved by you. Oh, there's nothing I could do, not a thing that I could prove to be loved by you. Father, you've opened up my heart, show me love me from the start. I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved. I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved by you. By you. I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved. I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved by you. By you. My fear is surrounding, and my heart starts to cry. When I look to the things of this world, This next song is super fun, so let's bring the energy. Yeah, woo!
But love came and picked me up out of the dust. Put me a new beginning. The old has gone, new has come. The dark is light, the shades are now gone. Never looking back, the grace has won my heart. You've given me a new start, taking out the old. Jesus, you're the hope that's burning in my soul. Forever we are free now, living in your love. Give me a new start, give me a new heart. You never let it go. Oh, oh, oh. You never let it go. Oh, oh, oh. You never let it go. Oh, oh, oh. You never let it go. Fire running in my veins, spirits in my heart, keeping me in direction. Now everything I've received to my life, make me a new creation. The old has gone, new has come. The dark is the light, the shades are now gone. Never looking back, grace has won my heart. You've given me a new start, taking out the old. Jesus, you're the hope that's burning in my soul. Forever we are free now, living in your love. Give me a new start, give me a new heart. You never let it go. Oh, oh, oh. You never let it go. Oh, oh, oh. You never let it go. Oh, oh, oh. You never let it go. The new my dark is light, the chains are now gone. Never looking back, grace has won my heart. The old has gone, the new has come. The dark is light, the chains are now gone. Never looking back, grace has won my heart. You're giving me a new start, taking out the old. Jesus, you're the hope that's burning in my soul. Forever we are free now, living in your love. You give me a new start, you give me a new heart. You never let it go. Oh, oh, oh. You never let it go. Oh, oh, oh. You never let it go. Oh, oh, oh. You never let it go.
Thanks so much for worshiping with us. You guys can take a seat.
Hello, hello. How you guys doing today? He's awake. He's awake. Well, I hope you guys all had an awesome week. I have a question. Who here did not eat breakfast this morning? Guys, come on. Most important meal of the day. But that's okay because we're going to play a game and I'm going to feed some of you some breakfast. So I need one girl, one boy, and then I'm going to pull up a mentor. You can't be allergic to anything, though. So if you have an allergy, bro, put your hand down. Not trying to. All right. Isabel, get up here. Carlos, get up here. He's going to represent our mentors. And then all the way in the back, get up here. So how this game is going to work is we're going to give you a donut, and you get to eat a donut. How fun, right? Not that fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie it around your foot, and then you're going to throw it over a pole. And your job is to eat this donut with raising your foot up and not using your hands whatsoever. So while we get them situated, I want you guys to look at the person next to you and tell them what your favorite breakfast food is and why. Alrighty. Who thinks Carlos is going to win? All right, you got one person over there raising their hand for you. They're excited. Anyone think Jacob's going to win? All right, what about Isabel over here? There we go. Alrighty. So lift the pole up as high as you can go without the donut falling off. There you go. Oh. Apparently Jacob's string is a lot shorter than the rest of them, so I apologize. Oh, never mind. It's not. Alrighty. Ready, set, go. Lift the pole up just a little bit higher. There we go. About to get intense in here. Got to stay in your seat. Now use your hand. Oh, so sorry. It's a lot harder than it looks. You can bend your knee. Bend your knee. You got this. Ooh. It's like, oh, I got it. And it flew away from me. I know, Isabel got a bite over here. Carlos is trying really hard. Oh, no. Wait, we'll fix it. As long as you don't mind. Did your string break? Oh, man. Okay, just eat the donut now. Just eat the donut like normal. If you want. I guess it did fall on the floor, but so close. Alrighty. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's give it up. All right, we're going to do audience applause to see who won. So you guys got to judge their technique, how much of the donut they ate. So who thinks Carlos over here won for first place? Not a person. All right, who thinks Jacob won? Alrighty, and who thinks Isabel won? Alrighty, well, you guys did such a good job. Isabel, for first place, you win a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts and friends, because now people are going to want your donuts. All right, here you go. All right, for second place, Jacob, you win some Hostess donuts. And for third place, thanks for playing, Little Caesars gift card. Alrighty, well, thanks for playing, guys. I hope you enjoyed your breakfast, your donut, and your prize. We're going to get on with our message, but before we do, check out this video.
Oh, thanks, Mom, for understanding. You're the best. Yeah, I love you too. I'll talk to you later. You're so funny, Mom. All right.
What up, dude?
Let's get this over. Hey, man.
What up, dude? Let's go. All right, man. You ready to hang out?
Yeah. I just got to stop by work real quick at the church.
Hey, man.
So.
Work schmirk. Am I right?
That's a really cool laugh.
All right, let's go. All right, man. Where is this place?
We're in the same office. Work schmirk. Right, JC?
What was that?
What do you mean? You just work schmirk. Great joke.
You don't laugh like that.
What are you talking about? I always laugh like this. Let me get back to work.
What's up, guys? Man, you know how to make some, you know what? Thank you guys so much. Thank you for welcoming me in such a positive way. Oh, yeah, you saw my hand. Hey, my name is Ben, and for some of you, this is the very first time you're meeting me, and I'm excited to meet you. It's great to be here with you. For some of us, we go, like, legit way back. Like, we've been like, we're like OG. We have been in each other's lives. Yeah, I'm going to come give you some love too, Mark. There you go. We go way, way back. But I'm excited because today's conversation is kind of about that exact thing. Like, some friendships are like brand new. You walk into a room, you meet somebody for the very first time, and some friendships go like way, way back. And so that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about friendships. Relationships, but really more that friendship area. And so we're going to be looking at some of those things, but in order for you guys to get to know me a little bit, I thought maybe I should show you guys some of my friends from like way back in the day. And so the first picture that I'm going to show you guys is actually a picture of my friend group, the church that I went to when I was a teenager, and we actually went to summer camp. And so anybody ever been to summer camp in here? Like, you guys have been to UCY? Little volume. Okay, Ryan's like, yeah, a little golf clap. Okay, I know some of y'all love summer camp at UCYC or those things. So we went, but we didn't go there. We actually went up in Colorado, and there was this huge cave that we actually went down spelunking down into. And I want to point out who I am because you probably can't tell. This is me in this back corner right here. But I want to point out my friend, Josiah, because this is Josiah right here in the blue, black, and white shirt there. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Josiah because we pretty much spent most of our high school years hanging out together. We played soccer together. We ran businesses together. We did all kinds of things. But one of the memories that just really sticks out to me that Josiah and I did together involves his car. Because, you know, in high school, what car you drive is a pretty big deal, right? Like, when you get that first car, you want the right car. And Josiah, he got the right car. Because he got a red Chrysler Sebring convertible. And so, you know, whenever we went somewhere, we were in his car. And so the story that like literally just sticks out in my mind from my friendship with Josiah is we had season tickets to go watch the Colorado Rapids, the professional soccer team in Colorado. And so we were driving to a Colorado Rapids game. Of course, top down, driving in his car. And as we were driving, we were on the highway, and we came up alongside this school bus full of other high schoolers. Only this school bus was full of girls. And so, you know, as we're driving in our convertible, two single dudes, we pull up, we're like, hey, waving as we drive by, you know, just saying hi to them. And as they started waving back, and now they're like trying to talk to us through the windows in the school bus. And we're like, yes, this is going good. And then all of a sudden, these girls had M&Ms in the bus with them. So as we're driving down the road, they take these M&Ms, and they're throwing them out of the school bus, and me and my best friend's convertible, I'm in the passenger seat, and I'm like, trying to catch to impress these girls, right? And so I'm trying to catch the M&Ms in my mouth as we're driving 75 miles down the freeway. The school bus driver has no idea what's going on, but that is like one of the memories that sticks out in my mind of me and Josiah. So if that gives you a little bit of an idea of what our friendship was like, that's Josiah. Now let's move forward like 4, maybe 6 years. Now I'm in college, okay? And I want to introduce you to one of my college roommates. My college roommate, this is a picture of him. His name was Glenn. Now, what I need to tell you, how many of you guys have ever been to Maine? Anybody ever been to Maine? Oh, Ed back there, a couple people. Addie, you've been to Maine? All right, so in Maine, they talk completely different than everybody here, okay? So my friend Glenn, we actually never called him Glenn. His nickname was G-Unit. Okay, can you guys say it? Oh, that was so weak. His name was G-Unit, and nobody ever called me Ben. I was Be-Easy. Can I get a little Be-Easy? Oh, that was much better. So G-Unit and Be-Easy, but G-Unit, I'm just going to refer to him by his name that I knew him by, not by his given name from his mom. So G-Unit, he was from Maine, and from Maine, they just talk completely different. So whenever he was there, he'd be like, we're like, what did you, and I'm like, we have no idea what you're saying right now, man. He's like, I just said I need to go park the car in the yard. I was like, what's the yard? You're going to park in the grass? He's like, no, the parking lot. So he would go and he'd be like, hey, we got to go to Walmart. I was like, what's Walmart? Walmart. And so I loved having G-Unit as my roommate, and we had a lot of fun memories together. But this is kind of how life goes, right? In each season of life, you have different friendships. You get to know different people. Well, you know what? in this last season of life, I want to show you guys this next picture. This has been a friend in my life. This is JC. Anybody, you guys friends with JC too? You know what? JC is an incredible person. She absolutely loves God. She absolutely loves you guys. And so over these last years, from the internship to her coming on staff to now leading here, it has been so amazing to watch God work inside of her life. And you see this wall right here, this greenery with the warehouse? Go take a selfie at it afterwards, okay? Tag PVC students with your friends. Make sure you post a picture of that today, because as you have friendships here at HSM, take pictures. It's fun together. But this is some of the friends inside of my life. Now, as you're looking at this, some of us in the room, you walk into a room like this, and as you look around, pretty much everybody's your friend, right? Like literally, you could walk in and you could be like, okay, I'm going to sit down right here. And you're totally cool with it because you're like, hey, what's up? My name's Ben. Or you could come over here. You could just sit down right here and be like, hi, I'm Ben. How are you today? Pretty good? Going well? Because that's just your personality. And I have a son like that. His name is Josiah. Josiah, we went to the Goodyear Park yesterday. Legitimately, every kid there, he was just walking. You want to play a pirate? You want to play a pirate? Like, he does not know a stranger. Now, I have a daughter that it's a little bit different. She would walk into this room, and she'd probably be over near where Ed is. And where Ed is, she would be sitting there, and she would just look around, and she'd be like, okay, who do I know? And then when she finds that one person that she knows, she'd be like, okay, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to sit by Ziggy because I know Ziggy. And she would just sit down and she would talk to Ziggy. And the cool thing about her is, like, she legitimately cares about people. Like, she would ask you questions about your life, how you're feeling, what you're doing. She's an absolute encourager. But she would not go up to everybody in the room trying to make them her friend. So everybody inside the room, can you relate to at least one of those two different types? Raise your hand if you can relate to one of the two. Okay. So we know we all make friends in different ways. Some of us, you have tons of friends. Like, legitimately, you have all these followers on Instagram. You have all these different people you would hang out at school. And others, you're like, you know what? I've got like one friend. And why would I need another one? Like, legitimately, I only need a good friend. For me, I have lots of acquaintances, but I don't really go very deep with hardly anybody. Like, I know lots of people, but there's not many people that know me on a very, very deep level. And so as we look at all of these things, if we all have different personalities when it comes to friendship, how do we make the right choice about the people that we do allow to be our close friends? How do we make the right choice when we walk into the room and we say, you know what, there's 100 people here. Who should I form a friendship with? Who should I let speak into my life? And we're going to use this analogy right here of red flags and green lights. Red flags and green lights, because here's something that's true. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. Show me the people that you bring into your sphere of influence, that you allow to impact you, and I will show you not only what the next year, but the next 5, 10, 20 years could look like. Because this red flags, these represent friends that may have a negative influence inside of your life. People that really, when they say and do things, immediately, the first time you hung out with them, you're like, whoa, really? You're going to treat my friend like that? People that maybe they put you down or they hurt you when you first met them. And really, you immediately had some red flags. I want you to stop right now. Just think back over the start of this school year. Think back over this last year. Is there someone that when you met them, immediately you had red flags going off? You don't need to like hit them if you're sitting next to them. Just think about it. Is there a person inside of your life that has had some red flags? And what we're going to do is we're going to look to some words of wisdom. Now, these words of wisdom, they were written to people of every age. So it doesn't matter whether you're 50, it doesn't matter whether you're 16, it doesn't matter whether you're 6. These words of wisdom apply across everything. It doesn't matter whether you're extroverted or introverted, whether you have tons of friends or no friends. These are words of wisdom. And so I'd ask you to follow along. We're going to look at this first section. It's in Proverbs Chapter 1. This is what it says. My child. Now, it's not putting us down like saying, hey, you're some little kid. This is basically like a father figure looking down and trying to teach, or like a mother figure saying, hey, my child, like I want to help you. I want to give you some wisdom. And it goes on. It says, my child, if sinners entice you. Now, this word sinners is not like just an everyday normal word, but I'm going to give you a little definition. This is what it means. Imagine your sense of morality, okay? You're like, okay, people should be treated like this and not like that. People should do this and not do that. If you want to use this word sinner, if somebody does something that you would say doesn't match your moral code, that would be them missing the mark of your moral code. Now, here's the reality. I believe in the existence of God, so I believe God has a moral code, and that's perfection, never doing anything that would hurt another person. And so anyone that falls below God's moral code is also a sinner. They're not living up to God's perfect standards. So just think inside of your life, and if you think of someone that's like, man, they don't even act as good as I would expect them to act, then they're really not acting the way God would want them to act. So that's what it's talking about right here. My child, if sinners entice you, turn your back on them. Literally, turn, change your posture, change your perspective. Why? Why should they do that? Because maybe this next couple sentences is going to help us identify some people in our life that maybe we need to turn our back on because they're a red flag. This is what it says. They may say, come, join us. Let's hide and kill someone just for fun. Let's ambush the innocent. Now, I know some of your guys' this last week was pretty stressful. Like, there have been some threats going around at some of your schools. And so maybe in this last week, you're like, that's just a little bit too real right there. Like, I actually know someone that may have sent a letter that's saying they were going to harm some people this last week. So, like, this isn't that far-fetched, right? That someone could actually want to harm someone else. But the reality is, I don't think probably many of you hang out with someone who legitimately is suggesting that you guys go kill someone. But the reality is, if we were to just compare that analogy to the way some people act, some people do want to bring harm on others. Some people do use words as a weapon. Some people, the way they speak tears people apart. Some people, the way they gossip and the stories that they tell destroys people. It destroys relationships. Some people, their very goal is to use words as a red flag, as a weapon to hurt. But it's not just words, right? Like, you guys live in a world, you guys are like really aware of the evil in this world. Like, there are legitimately people that will do physical harm to other people. There are people that will do things that can cause bodily harm. And maybe you even know one of those people. And you know it's a red flag. You know the way they act around their boyfriend or their girlfriend. You know the way they act when they're in the locker room. And you can say, you know what? Yeah, red flags. But it doesn't just talk about physically hurting someone. Let's read the next part of this words of wisdom, and it says this. This person, they say, think of the great things that we'll get. We'll fill our houses with all the stuff that we take. Come, throw in your lot with us, and we'll all share the loot. It's saying this person not only wants to hurt other people with their words, with their actions, but they want to take something from them. Now, a red flag in our life should be when the people in our life want to take something from us or from others. See, this is all too real, right? You guys have all done like a group project, right? Have you ever been on the group project where the person at the end of the group project is like, well, basically I did it all. And you're like, hold up, you did not do it all. They're trying to take something from you, the credit for the work that you put into something. It's being on the sports field, and then all of a sudden that one person, it's the only play they make all game. They throw somebody out at the plate, they make a three-pointer, and all of a sudden it's like the whole world is about them, right? Like immediately your whole team has been contributing the entire time, but this player's like, no, do you see what I just did? I just won that game for us. Like, recognize how good I am. You guys are like, I should move up a level. You guys can't even hang with me. See, they're trying to take the spotlight that should be on the team and put it on themselves. This doesn't just happen in like school projects and in athletics, but in reality, this happens all the time in friend groups. It's that friend that doesn't want anybody else to be successful. that wants to sabotage any relationships that you're in because they want the focus to just be on them. They want to take something from you. You see, all of those things should be red flags. But it continues on and it says this. My child, don't go along with them. Stay far away from their paths. I want you guys to write down something on your notes right there. It's not going to be in there because this is something I want you guys to especially have at high school. I want you to think of this, the proximity principle. Proximity. I can't spell it. I'm really bad at spelling, but you guys will get it right. The proximity principle. And this is what this principle is. I have right here, I've got some green food dye. And this represents you. Like maybe we just met for the very first time today. Maybe we've never even met yet. But I'm going to assume the best in you, that you are a good person, that you're a person that really genuinely wants to make the world a better place. For Pete's sake, you're sitting here on a Sunday morning instead of watching football or sleeping in. So I'm going to give you some points for that, okay? Like you are a person that genuinely, you want to make the better place. You're not trying to fill the world with toxicity and anger and evil and division. So you're going to be represented by this green. I'm going to assume that you're a green light. And so as you live your life, this water represents everything that you're going to do over the course of your life. And as you live that life, all that you do is going to just continually expand. As you go through the years of high school, as you go off to college, as you live your life, you're going to live this life in a way that's a green light, making the world a better place, because that's what I believe for you. But the reality is the proximity principle says that not only are you living your life, but the people in your closest friend groups, the people you spend time with, are going to have proximity to you. Now, you're green. You're trying to make the world a better place, but the reality is that there are some people, whether it's by their knowledge or not, whether they know that they're doing this or not, they would be more accurately represented by red. And as they live their life, if they live in proximity to you in your friend group, in your school, and you give them access to your life, I just put two completely different colors in this world. You as green, and this person that you're allowing influence inside your life as red. And the longer this sits here, the more impossible it's going to be to separate the good that you could do from potentially the red flags that this person is doing to you. Their influence, their proximity is beginning to change you. Now you're like, psh, they're not going to change me. It's a principle that's true. If you put something in proximity with something else, they are going to have an impact on each other. So how do you know if people are having an impact on you? Well, here's a statement that if you've ever heard this, you should have some alarms going off. If someone has ever told you, you know what? You act different when you hang out with that person than someone else. You ever got out of like a weight session and you're done, and then you walk out of that room and another one of your friends is like, you know what? When you lift with that guy, like you're just different. Have you ever gotten home from hanging out with a group of people and your brother or sister is like, man, like you treat me different when you get back from going on a date with him? Have you ever experienced someone saying that as a result of the people that were in proximity to you, you were beginning to change in a negative way? That's a good alarm that should tell you maybe they're not impacting you in the positive. The second thing that you can use to analyze this is if they are causing you to compromise your values. I see this all the time in dating relationships. I see this all the time when someone gives access to their heart and their feelings. And things get so much more complicated when feelings get involved. But here's the thing. If you enter into a friendship, we're not even talking dating. You enter into a friendship, and that friendship, the other person's morals don't align with your morals. Then what's going to happen over time is your morals are going to begin to shift because of the proximity principle. You're going to begin to accept their morals and change your morals. Now, this can happen in a good way, but more often than not, it happens in a bad way. That there's red flags that we're ignoring, and they're causing us to change our moral compass and live in a way that 6 months ago, 2 weeks ago, we wouldn't have been okay with. If either of those happen in your life, stop. Find out what it is that's influencing you in that way. Because not only can we have red flags in our life, but we can have green lights. See, green lights have a very different effect than a red flag. And I want to read two statements of wisdom that are going to describe the green lights inside of your life. And the first one is this. This is how someone who's a green light will respond to you. It says this: wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy. This is what a friend does, a sincere friend does. When they see you acting the fool, they call you on it. When you walk out of class and the teacher says, have a good week, and you're like, yeah, whatever. They're like, whoa. Like, you've never talked to a teacher like that. Like, you've always been, like, the most respectful person in the class. Like, what's going on? See, a green light wants to reinforce the good, the morality in you. They want to reinforce the ability you have to make the world a better place. When they see you entering into a friendship with someone that might be a red flag, they might sit down with you and be like, hey, I'm not trying to mess with your life, but I'm seeing you are beginning to act different. And you can choose your friends, but I'm just nervous for you. Not because they want to steal the spotlight, but because they love you enough to care. See, a good friend, a green light, will help you uphold your morals, will help you uphold your character. They're going to help you become better. But sometimes life sucks, right? Sometimes just situations happen that we have no control of. And in those moments, you're going to find out really quick whether someone's a red flag or a green light, because they're going to respond in the exact opposite way. Listen to how a green light will respond. A friend is always loyal. When you find out that something's happening in your family that's out of your control, a green light, they know they can't change it, but they're going to be there for you through it. When you're going through a difficult time, a green light is going to say, you know what, I'm here for you. I want to support you. And you know what, these people sometimes are very, very hard to find. But when you do, they're going to help you be you and get through the darkest moments of your life. Because I want to show you here what happens when we have green lights in our life. See, again, you're represented by this green. You want to make the world a better place. And when you bring someone else into your friend zone, when you begin to date someone who is also a green light, then as you do that, all that happens is rather than changing who you are, they reinforce the goodness in you. They help you be the best version of you. And so what do you want your future to look like? Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. If we have red flags in our life, then darkness will probably soon follow. But as we bring people into our life that want to help us be the best version of ourselves, then that will reinforce who you are made to be. Now, if you say that you're a follower of Jesus, I know here, like, I do not assume that about everyone here. There are some here who I know that you are not a follower of Jesus, and this is a safe place. This is a good place for you. Everything that I've talked about applies exactly to you. This is just a principle. Remember, these are just wise sayings. But if you say that you're a follower of Jesus, I want to give you one additional truth, okay? If you're a follower of Jesus, not only do morals play into this, not only do words and actions and attitudes play into this, but your spiritual well-being plays into this. If you're a follower of Jesus, you need to have in your life another person or other people who are also followers of Jesus. They are the only person in your life that are going to be able to challenge you to grow more like the image of Jesus. They are going to be the only person in your life that is going to understand the spiritual struggles that you're going through. And so if you are here and you do not have someone in your closest sphere of influence who is also a follower of Jesus, that has got to change. I know as you head back to your school, like as you head back to your high school, thousands of students, And you may be like legit, I don't know if any of my friends are followers of Jesus, let alone a follower of Jesus who's a green light. Because guess what? Just because somebody loves Jesus does not make them a green light. I know a whole lot of followers of Jesus that are big red flags. But what you're looking for is a follower of Jesus who's a green light. And here's the reality. When you find that person, they're going to be able to connect with you, not just in an interest way, not just to be able to talk about the things that you do, but challenge you to become more like Jesus. And so I'm going to give you 2 ways that you can find someone like that. They may be at your school. Like if your school has like a FCA or a Christian fellowship or something like that, you may be able to find someone who's a fully devoted follower of Jesus there at your school. But the reality is, I know that here at HSM, there are a ton of people who are fully devoted followers of Jesus. And guess what? How I know that? Because every year when we go on Go, I see people who have completely different backgrounds, completely different interests, completely different upbringings become close friends. They don't even like the same thing, but they go on this missions trip and they realize, you know what? I'm going to invite this person into my life because they love Jesus and they're a green light. They're an encourager. They're helping me become the best version of me. So when Go comes around, get on that trip. But I know that's for a long time. So here, Tuesday nights, there's midweek. Midweek changes. So like right now we sit in rows, right? And you have to listen to me. You may be like, I completely disagree with everything this guy's saying. This guy is so boring. I can't believe he's here. Like you could think whatever you want about me. That's okay. But when you come on Tuesday, you get to sit and you get to talk with each other. You get to learn about each other's lives. You get to sit in a circle and connect. And so if you want to get to know some other people who are also followers of Jesus, if you walk into this room and it's intimidating every Sunday because you're like, I know nobody, then you know what you need to do? You need to come to midweek. You need to find an opportunity to sit in a circle instead of a row. Because I think things will begin to change for you. And you just might find a green light that can help you take next steps in your life. But the most important person you need in your life is Jesus. See, the reality is every friend is going to fail you. I have failed every friend I've ever had. I have failed my children. I have failed my wife. I have failed every person because we're human. Like, we will make mistakes. But Jesus won't. There's this verse in John 15. It says this, there is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friend. And that's exactly what Jesus did for you. Jesus left heaven, perfection, no pain, to come and to die for you. So he could begin a relationship with you. So he could show his love to you. So he could bring more joy and happiness and peace to you. He laid down his life for his love for you. So if you've never begun a relationship with Jesus, right now, he can literally hear your thoughts. He can feel your emotions. He knows every detail of your life. Right now in your seat, just talk to him. Just say, God, I want to know you. If you love me that much, God, will you forgive me? Will you begin a relationship with me today? Mark that on your card. Drop it in the box. We're going to help you get some other people that are also followers of Jesus into your life. But maybe today everything changes because Jesus died for you. I'm gonna wrap us up with one final thought. Because this whole time I've been talking about other people in your life that are red flags, negative, hurtful, causing us to compromise who we are made to be. And green lights, people that reinforce the good that we are made to do. But the reality is we've all this time been pointing our finger at someone else. Everybody get your finger out, point your finger out. We've been pointing our finger at someone else, in some ways thinking about how they're going to impact us. All right, you can put your fingers away. That was a little awkward, right? Now, what I want you to think about is, who are you? In your friend group, in your family, at HSM. Are you a red flag? Are you taking from others what should be theirs? Are you hurting others through your attitudes or your words? What are you known for at your school, on your sports team? Or are you a green light? Are you helping others become the best version of themselves? Are you representing Jesus in an incredible way? God, I'm so thankful for this room. God, I'm asking you that you would be at work in my life to help me be a green light to my wife, to my kids, to my church family, to my neighborhood, to my friends. God, I'm asking the same exact thing for this room. God, maybe today was just a wake-up call. They realize that there is some people that they need to put some distance between them and them. Maybe they've been encouraged that, you know what, I have made some great choices, and I need to continue to make good choices. God, I just pray that your Holy Spirit would be guiding and directing each and every person, whether they are a mentor, whether they are a student, whether this is their first time or they've been coming for years. God, allow this truth to apply to us, because, God, our desire is that we would make this world a better place, that we would live lives of purpose and significance that honor you. We love you, and it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right,
give it up
JC,
for Ben.